Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Hello and a very good evening on this lovely sunny day here in Coventry. I am, and welcome to an edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. This Euro special tonight. It was a bit of a shorter programme than normal, but we are going to link up with Lee Cowell from the CCFC Northern Supporters Group in just a minute. He's live out in Germany and he can give us a rundown of what's been going on. We're going to chat CCFC transfers and stuff like that, what's been going on. Not a lot really, but we've signed a couple of players, but it hasn't been too busy, to be honest, on the transfer front as yet, because I suppose a lot of the players are still on holiday, enjoying the sunshine, like we are today, of course. And Claudio, good evening.
Good evening.
He's been enjoying the sunshine as well, haven't you, Claudio?
Well, sort of. No, not really. I did a bit of Sunday shopping.
Oh, great.
And cleaned the house a bit. I haven't been outside, really.
Yeah. Good day in Balsall Common.
Sorry?
We had a good day yesterday in Balsall Common with that party picnic in the park. That was good. But yeah, it was good. A really good day, and it was nice. The weather has stayed nice and kind for us, obviously, which is it's one thing you can't guarantee in this country. So we're going to talk Euros to start with, and then we're going to talk a bit about Coventry City. So let's waste no time. Let's bring in Lee Cowell. Good evening, or 7 o'clock.
Evening all, guten Tag.
You're like an hour ahead of us, 7 o'clock German time, 6 o'clock here in the UK. You're out in Germany. Where are you now? Tell us where you are exactly.
So I've made my way down. So I spoke to you last week from the fan zone in where England played the first game in Gelsenkirchen. Made my way down to Frankfurt, where I've spent the last 3 days. And then yesterday, I started coming back up 2 hours further north, and I'm in Leverkusen, home of the German champions, Bayer, where I've been and visited their ground today.
Wow. Have you been for a tour around the stadium then, yeah?
Yeah, couldn't get in, but from the outskirts, yeah, very impressive stadium. Only holds 30,000, but obviously that was, I'm staying with a Leverkusen fan here, and apparently this place was buzzing over the last couple of months.
Yeah, are the Germans supporting England? I don't know if they are they?
Say that again, Ken. I missed that.
Are the Germans supporting England?
At
the moment,
yes. No. Well, look. Do you know what? I haven't come across too many actual Germans, and they all wish us all the best. They all say they do, but look, it's going so well for them at the moment. I don't think they're thinking about any other country.
Yeah. Tell us about that. The game so far. They're not very inspiring, have they? But we've got the point.
I mean, look, I think I got my prediction spot on last week, didn't I? Other than the goal, the minute of the goal, I said it'd be boring. Look, you've just got to grind out wins at this stage of the tournament. This is the positive me talking. We haven't lost. We're top of the group. Is it exciting to watch? No. Have we got the results we need? Nearly. But no, we're not excited, are we?
No, I mean, is there some players that you expected? I mean, a lot of people back here in England expected Palmer to sort of take some sort of part. Cole Palmer, he hasn't played at all yet.
I just can't believe the in the stadium in Frankfurt on Thursday night, the cameras went in on him. So if with the stadium cameras going in on Cole Palmer, I think everyone in the whole of Europe must be asking, why is one of the best players in the Premier League last season sitting on the bench, not getting a minute? I think the same can be said of Anthony Gordon even. You know, as a form player, I think we'd have expected to see him by now.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Were you surprised, Claudio, at the team selection? England?
Well, what I will say is that England's midfield has got at least worth 400 million, and they were schooled by a bloke who died at the last championships. You know.
Yeah, well, yeah, technically he did. Yeah,
it was embarrassing, really.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Harry Kane is doing playing so deep. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's weird to see him in the left back position, you know, giving the ball away for the goal. When England scored on Thursday, you know, it's hard. Obviously, as you know, watching a game in a stadium, it's not as easy as when you've got the commentators on. But it was so evident that we moved back at least 10 yards. And I've seen some average touches from players and how deep they are. I think that the furthest forward's 2 yards into the Denmark half. That's not good enough.
Well, the goal, I mean, I didn't actually spot it at first until they did the replay. And I thought, why is he stood in front of Trippier? What's he doing there? You know, he shouldn't be there. I mean, you want your forward up top all the time. There's no outlet.
Well, especially when you're playing only one up front. And it was very evident in the Serbia game the week before as well. When we were backs against the wall towards the end, we were lumping balls forward and there was 0 players forward. So he's just coming back at us. If we're playing one up front, he has to stay up front.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with Italy. We have no forwards. Yeah, I'm sure if we had somebody like Harry Kane, he wouldn't be crossing the halfway line. You know, we've got nothing up top whatsoever, and we're relying on our defence. And yeah, I don't know. It's uninspiring, isn't it, at the minute?
Well, it's strange you say that, Claudio. Do you think that the problem going into this tournament was so much we were worried about our defence that Southgate, as a defender, has worked so hard on the defence, he just maybe thought the strikers would sort themselves out and the midfield would sort themselves out, and they simply haven't?
Yeah, possibly. And also, it's putting people in the right positions. You know, the Trent experiment doesn't look like it's working. Foden, you know, he's at Man City. He's pretty much a playmaker there, and he's got like a side role, hasn't he? Basically, they're leaving it for Bellingham, and it's not clicking for some reason. These first 2 matches are just a bit disappointing, aren't they? Really, I know, like you say, 4 points, that's great, but it's going forward, isn't it? And obviously, I'd imagine England should beat Slovenia, but you know, you never know in these tournaments, do you?
Well, it's weird you say that, Claudio. I'm staying with a couple of Romanians here, and we had the highlights on of the 2000 game when we should have beat Romania to qualify in the Euros, and that, if I wasn't on edge already, put me on edge. Slovenia, Belgium should have beat Slovakia as well. So should have and all that. It's definitely not a given.
That's the Phil Neville penalty, wasn't it, in the last minute? Is that the game?
Yeah, it was. Phil Neville gave it away. Yeah, Moldovan was up front for. I've been shouted at Moldovan quite a few times in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm just concerned. I'm concerned a bit about Foden because he's a fantastic player. And do you think Foden can play in the same team as Bellingham, or do they need to be separated? I mean, they should be able to, surely.
Now, look, for me, and I think what made things hard is the advanced role Bellingham played for Real Madrid this year. 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago in Qatar, Bellingham was sat much further back and was just as effective. Now, I know the Trent experiment has gone on for 2 games. Surely, most people can see that. Wouldn't Bellingham be better in that role? Do we need to be so defensive against Slovenia? Could Bellingham play there, move Foden into the middle, and then bring in Gordon or Palmer on the left-hand side? That would be what made sense to me. Yeah,
it's a possibility. I mean, I'd certainly like to see Palmer take a part in the next game. I'll be disappointed if he's not, to be honest. I mean, why bring him if you're not going to play him? You know, he's there. He's a fantastic player. He needs to be in the team. You know, simple as that.
It's a given for me. But Southgate, I mean, a lot of people are saying out here that he puts on factor 50 when he opens up the fridge. So is he going to put in another defender instead of Trent? I mean, that'd be my guess. But fingers crossed he just finds a bit of attacking blood in him.
Yeah. We've got a few comments about it, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'll go through a few comments we've got coming. Now, we've got some videos to show of your time out in Germany as well, Lee, in a minute. We'll go through
geez, how many beers have I had in those?
It's got Paul Hughes has just said evening all, evening Paul. Brian Cameron has said hi Ken and hi Claudio. Glenn Watkin, the unbeatables. Phil Taylor, I really couldn't care less about watching England. Tedious. Bring on next season some exciting football with the players we have.
Talk about that in a bit, Phil. We'll talk about Cov in a minute, in a bit when we get out of England.
100% Cov's kin. Southgate wants shooting. Utter some show. I can't read that out.
Yeah.
Glenn Watkin, Bellingham was awful. As much stick as Trent's got, he's arguably our best creative force. Need a plan to win knockout matches. Graham Cockrell. First, our hearts go out to Keaton Slater family at this time.
Yeah, can I just say I went down to the absolutely fantastic shrine they've got on Radford Road where he was killed, tragically killed a couple of weeks ago now, and it's a tribute to all Sky Blue fans who have laid flowers and flags and cards and well wishes. Absolutely unbelievable, the scene there. And our hearts obviously go out to the family at this time. It's very sad. Hopefully, I believe the club will be doing something to in tribute to Keaton as well, come the next few weeks. So yeah, our hearts go out to them.
Enjoying the evening, guys.
Evening,
in small, evening in, and was enjoying the tournament, which we were there. Awesome. Yeah, I should have been there than be at work that way. Ian Small, I'm not disappointed with England, as I've had no aspirations of success from the start.
Well, I mean, it's just disappointing, isn't it, the way it started? Let's have a look at some of the videos then, Lee, what you've been up to out there, because you've been enjoying yourself, and why not? Unlike all the
I've enjoyed every minute, apart from the England second halves of England games, maybe.
And there's quite a few Cov fans out there as well, isn't there?
Loads. I've had a load of mates out this week. Come out from all Coventry season ticket holders. I've had a rough 3 days. I have with them. They flew back yesterday, so it seems every time I walk down the street, someone's got a Cov shirt, Cov flag, or I, wear a Cov tracksuit top and get it. So yeah.
Well, we've seen this flag, didn't we? Is it Ukrainian Cov City flag, Claudio?
We did. I've just lined up the videos. You take me to the flags.
Oh, go on. Well, you can show the video. That's flags in a minute.
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. Right, let me get these videos up.
Yeah, put the videos on, then we'll show the flags we've seen.
They keep coming. I presume these are all down at the fan park.
So the second one was down at the fan park in Gelsenkirchen. They were trying to keep England and Serbia fans separated as much as they could. So there was a fan park about 2 miles out of town. It was a race course, 40,000 capacity, and it was full of England fans. And despite it raining for most of the day, we were in pretty good spirits.
Yeah.
I'll play a few more. Some dreadful.
I'm not sure we'll be singing the Southgate one this week. And that's been the best song of the tournament so far, the Phil Foden song. Just the ironic thing that he's probably not on fire.
Yeah.
Are these being sung in the stadiums? Because you can't hear it on telly.
So they were, the two were in the concourse. The two that weren't the fan part were the concourse at the stadiums. But I would say the first half of the games have been really good atmospheres. But no, second half, it's been going, you know, as the players don't seem to be giving much, the fans are getting a bit downhearted as well. And it's gone very quiet second half and on the way home. But certainly before the games and first halves, yeah, the England end is very loud.
There's a lot of blokes, isn't there?
Do you know what? My missus, when I go away to tournaments, at first she used to get a bit worried, and I think she looks at these videos and go, "There's nothing to worry about here, is there?" It is, yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's a few women about, but yes, it's.
And what's the general feeling among fans? Are they quite confident England will pick up in the next few games, or are they still a bit despondent about Southgate?
Do you know what? Every time I speak to an England fan, they seem to have positives for me. The ones I just gave you. You don't lose your first games. You get better as the tournament goes on. We haven't lost. Let's take the positives. Guehi maybe, and that's probably where it ends. But England fans out here seem to be positive. I don't know if that's because we've all spent a bloody fortune on being out here, but we're seeing the positives. Look, you have to be. But look, we're Coventry fans. We're England fans. We have to remain positive.
Yeah, there's been no trouble, no problems out there.
I believe there's not been one arrest so far from an England fan. I think there was a bit of trouble with the Serbians in Gelsenkirchen, but that was between them and Albanians. A couple of England fans in the crossfire. No trouble from England fans whatsoever.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great. So you move on to, where do you move on to now? Are you moving accommodation, or you?
Yeah, so I'm staying one more night here. We're going to have Germany on one TV, Scotland on the other. So looking forward to that. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Dusseldorf. I'm going to try and get a ticket for Albania versus Spain. And Leverkusen, Dusseldorf, and Cologne, where England play, are all within 30 minutes of each other. So then I'll head into Cologne for the England game on Tuesday morning.
And has it been a problem getting tickets for fans who fly out there just spontaneously?
I mean, look, I'm not going to encourage anyone to fly out and get a ticket. Yes, there are tickets about. At the Denmark game, they were very expensive. Like, I'm talking into a few hundred. This is one of the more expensive tournaments I've been to ticket-wise. So I wouldn't be flying out if I didn't have a ticket, and they're only going to get more expensive as it goes on. Yeah. They do knock about, but not as much as I've seen in previous tournaments.
What's your... Go on, sorry, Claudia.
I've got one more video. Shall I put this one on?
Yeah, go on.
I think it's one of yours.
Well, I will say the stadiums look fantastic out there, don't they?
The stadiums are brilliant. The atmospheres have been great. It's been quite easy to get in the stadiums. Transport to and from them has been an absolute nightmare. That's probably the only negative I can say. But the atmospheres have been brilliant. That was before the Serbia game, that one. The atmospheres for the first 30 minutes, same as the performances, have been brilliant.
I mean, you go to the fan parks. I presume you don't have to. You can actually mill around the stadium if you want to, or closer. Is that a possibility? Or they
The great
encourage
thing about Germany, you can booze in and around the stadiums. You can take your own cans around the streets. You can drink in the stadiums. You know, I've always wondered what is it with England, why we can't do this.
Yeah.
I found some cans in Lidl that are 49 cents. And
Wow.
you can go in bars with these. You can go in, well, I have been, walk around the streets with them.
That's fantastic. I mean, you go to any other country like Spain, they're quite strict in Spain, aren't they, around places like that? And
it's very laid back in regards to drinking, yeah.
I think you can drink at 16, can't you, Germany?
You can.
Yeah, because I remember we went there for a football tour when I was at school, and we were all 15-year-olds, and we were getting, some were 16, we were all getting served. We thought we were breaking the law. We didn't realise you're allowed to drink.
Yeah, you're right. 16, yeah.
So we kept going, they keep serving us, they keep serving us. And then we were told afterwards, no, you're allowed to drink at 16. Oh, okay.
I haven't been ID'd yet.
Yeah.
Oh dear. What's how do you think England will do the next game then, Lee? What's your prediction for the fourth?
I'm under pressure after my prediction from last time, aren't I? But I just don't think there's any way we can put in a negative performance like we have done in the last two games. I think we've got to come out. We've got a point to prove. I'm going to go for a comfortable win in the next one. I'm going to say 3-0.
3-0. You think they'll finally get their act together and get a few goals?
The strikers have got to have had a word with themselves this week, find themselves a bit of form. They're under a bit of pressure. Early goal like Belgium got yesterday and push on from there.
Yeah. Now, we've seen this flag. Did you find that Ukrainian flag?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that, Lee.
Oh, well, I didn't see that one. I saw a Serbia one at the Serbia game last week with Coventry on it.
Okay.
No, didn't see the Ukrainian one. We're everywhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely everywhere. Yeah, it just shows you.
I'm sure I saw a Czech one as well, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm sure I did. I think I put a thing on the Facebook, didn't I? That the game was so boring, the first one, that I think we spent the whole second half doing flag bingo, trying to find
so many contacts you can spot in the crowd.
Exactly, yeah, because there seemed to be loads.
Yeah, I've seen a few. And have you linked there yourself? Who are you travelling with then, Lee? Who's that in the picture?
So this is, I've got various friends. So I'm on my own in a camper van, and I'm meeting different people at different stages. Like I say, I've had the last 3 days with some mates from Coventry in Frankfurt. This is a guy called Scott and his son. He's a Nottingham Forest fan, actually.
Oh, okay.
I watched the first game with him.
Yeah.
I travelled out with a couple of Villa fans, but I'll say less about that.
Did they get permission to get these kids out of school and stuff? How have they gone about it? Do you know?
I believe they were ill.
Or maybe a culture trip, a trip of culture, to...
Look, I think for one day out of school to come and experience what these kids have experienced, and it's not a full week, it is a day. It's been the weekend last week. A couple of kids may have missed a day at school.
Yeah. Whereas I missed about 2 weeks when my dad just took me out. Yeah.
Times have changed.
I got one more photo here. I presume, is this yours as well?
Yeah, that's mine. So, do you know what? It's quite easy to move around the grounds, a little bit like at the CBS, where you can literally walk around the whole ground. So I started in the corner against Serbia, and I ended up here.
Oh, right. Okay.
But great, cracking view, and that's right behind the goal. That's with the England Supporters Club. €30 that ticket, whereas where I was in the first picture in the corner, that was €120.
Right, bloody hell! Yeah, that's good. Now, while you've been away, the Sky Blues have made a couple of signings. I just wanted your comments on them before we move on to the Cov City talk. We signed a Rudy. There we are. Jack, we do. And Ephron Mason-Clark, which we all know about from Peterborough. He was on loan last year. What's your view on the Huddersfield guy?
For me, look, he's highly rated. He ticks all the boxes, doesn't he, for a Coventry City signing? He's a permanent signing. He's young. I believe he can play multiple positions across midfield.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the full fee is or what the full fee will end up, but it sounds like I hear a couple of questions about his last touch or his finished. Is he the finished article? Mark Robbins is the person to get that out of him. I've got a couple of Huddersfield fans who really rate this guy, but he probably needs the coaching and the step up.
Yeah.
Will he come straight into the side, do we think?
I don't
think he'll come straight in. I think he'll probably start off the bench maybe. And who would you like Robbins now to go out and buy? I mean, where do you think we're short, Lee, for next season still?
We need a striker for me. I still think we're a bit light for a centre forward. Sims was brilliant. He needs a bit of pressure. He needs a bit of pressure put on him. I don't think Godden's the man anymore to be putting at the levels we're playing. So for me, it's a striker. Maybe a little bit strengthening at right back. Again, we're looking at players to push the players that are in those positions. But apart from that, and a goalkeeper maybe.
Yeah, goalkeeper still. Jury's out, isn't he? I think he's sticking with Collins. Obviously, Simon Moore's moved on. Still got Collins. So I mean, I think he'll bring another keeper in. Whether Collins is still going to be number one or not, I don't know. He did have a partly good season, but then the latter end of the season he tailed off a little bit, didn't he? He made a few mistakes. And when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, as you know, everybody notices, unlike an outfield player, where you can get away.
Luckily, the summer's a good time to forget those mistakes and hopefully move on. Look, would I be upset if Collins was number one? No. Would I like to see a more established Premier League quality goalkeeper come in? Yeah, then probably yes.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a few more comments. Claudia, I think.
Yeah, I got some. I've got a mate of mine, Huddersfield fan, and he said, this is from some of his mates, obviously Huddersfield fans. They said that there's a player in there somewhere, but we've seen very little of it. No loss. This is typical when you've just sold a player. And they said he's had good spells in games, but they reckon his attitude has not been great. But that's probably because we were getting relegated. He probably wanted to leave, so I'm not too fussed. And I just replied saying, well, that's just typical of any response from a fan of a player who's just leaving their club, basically. You can guarantee as soon as if O'Hare does end up leaving in the summer, will be exactly the same. There'll be half the fans going, "Oh, well, he didn't care towards the back end," So
it's still quiet on the O'Hare front, isn't it? Which is some stories I'm hearing. He may stay for another season, 12 months extension. Other stories telling me, yeah, he's off come the 1st of July. I don't know, so it'll be interesting to see. Where do you sit on O'Hare, Lee? Do you want him to stay or?
Look, you can't argue with a young footballer for surveying their options, see who comes in for him, see what money he can get. I expected him to do that. I didn't expect him to sign in January. He's got to weigh up his options, and if he signs, I think as an addition to Coventry City. If he leaves, I think we've strengthened enough in his position for him to not be as big a loss as he could have been. And players like this are always one injury away from being worthless anyway. So, look, I'd prefer him to stay. But if his heart's elsewhere, as a lot of people think, and if he gets a good offer, then I'll wish him all the best.
Yeah, I think that's probably what everybody thinks along the line, most City fans. Same as you, Claire.
Also, there's the signing of Lewis Binks, which is great news, I think.
Yeah.
That's a real positive move.
Yeah, Lewis Binks coming back is fantastic.
Yeah, but I think with Mason-Clark and Rodoni, there seems to be a lot of wide players being signed. Whether or not we're going to go back to a three at the back, I think it's looking that way for next season. That's what I think his plans are. I think I can see Binks, Kitchen, and Thomas all playing as a three next season.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, I don't think Binks played enough last year. He didn't play nowhere near enough. I mean, he couldn't get in the team, to be fair, because McFadden started the season strong, didn't he? If you remember. and he was struggling to get in, weren't he? Then he had an injury. Then he was on the bench. So
he was certainly the strongest defender come the end of the season.
Definitely, yeah,
Definitely.
without a shadow of a doubt. Let's have a look at some of the comments then, Claudio.
Right. Anne says, has anyone seen the video of the guy asleep with a pint of glass on his head? Yes, I have.
I did see that, actually, yeah. You wouldn't get into that situation, would you, Lee?
No, a few people accused me of being missing in action around that time, but I'm sure I've got more hair than the guy that was in the video.
I've put a naan bread on top of my mate's head when he's been drunk in an Indian restaurant, and we put all the condiments on top of it as well. And like you do, that's what mates do, don't you?
Away day sleepers, beware.
Yes, exactly. Webby Sports Roundup is out in, is it Tenerife he's in?
It's Tenerife, yes. Lovely weather all the time.
Evening, fellas. Webby on Tenerife, #1 Cov fan. Looking good for this year. Signing's good and more to come, I hope. PUSB.
Yep. Hopefully, Webby.
Trevor Merriman, I believe the Ukrainian flag holder is a season ticket holder. We're going to have to try and get these people on the show who have the flags, if they're locally.
They want to come on, yeah, definitely. They're welcome to come on. If you've got a big flag out there and you want to come on, and please contact the show.
Phil Taylor, completely agree, Lee. Assuming Godden goes, I'd like another striker, right back, goalkeeper. I think these are the main areas to strengthen.
Yeah.
Graham Cockrell, no news on the coaching staff. And come on, Trevor Merriman, best signing Binks. And this is from Phil Taylor. I don't think O'Hare is as big a loss as Hamer or Yokero. We've got to playoffs without him, and we will again. And he cost us nothing at the end of the day. Good luck to him.
Yeah, I mean, he did cost us nothing at the end of the day, but it's just a bit annoying when we have to let him go for nothing as well, isn't it? When I think we've made him a better player since he's come to us by now. But shadow of a doubt, he's a lot better player than when he joined us. And it's just annoying that he could leave for nothing, really, and we didn't get him signed down on a longer term deal. But you know, that's the way it goes sometimes, and unfortunately, unless he decides to stay, the ball's in his court, isn't it?
Tough one when you're coming back from an ACL injury, though, because we could have signed him on a big contract, a long-term contract, big money, and we saw with Jody Jones, ACLs are easy to go again. I think a lot of people were surprised that he came back as strong as he did. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, Jody Jones, he had it twice, 3 times. He had
3 times.
Three times, and people complain that we paid for him all the way through it. But look, he's come back strong again as well. So,
well, there's a rumour that Swansea are interested in him, which is interesting. That's pretty impressive if he gets back into the Championship. Now, of course, it's fixture release week, isn't it?
It is.
And
we've got a special event on Wednesday evening at the Engine. Lovely little pub, isn't it, Claudio? You've been there?
It is. The Engine at Kenilworth. Fixture release forum. Free chip buttons. Arrive at 7 p.m. Going live at 7:30.
I'll get there before 7 if you want a chip butty. But yeah, that'd be good, because we're going to do a full live show from there. We're going to get fans' reaction. The boss, the gaffer of the pub, he's a big Cov City fan, season ticket holder. He runs coaches from that pub on a weekly basis, so during the season. So it'll be interesting to get his views on the coming season. So he's looking forward to us having that live event there. There should be plenty of fans coming down, and hopefully it'll be a great night. These nights are good, aren't they, Claudia? Because we get to mingle with the fans and stuff, and get the fans' view across the table, if you like.
Yeah, really good. And when we were out in Borsal Common yesterday, we've had another recommendation. We saw loads of people walking around with Cov shirts. I thought, well, I'm going to go out and talk to them and see what, can we have one in Borsal Common? They're up for it. They want one.
Yeah, so, and if anybody out there who's got a pub or club that they want us to come and do a live show from, we'll do that. No problem. Providing the venue is suitable, we can come and check it out. Got the Wi-Fi, enough Wi-Fi and stuff. We can do a live show from there. So you can contact the show, no problem on that.
Well, now we've got a little something that we saw on TikTok. It's a little quiz.
Yes.
So we're going to put it.
See if you know these answers, Lee. See how well you do.
Let's go.
Are you a Coventry City fan? Let's test how much of a fan you are in this quiz. Warning, no one will get the last question right. When was Coventry City FC founded? 1883. What is the home stadium of Coventry City FC? Coventry Building Society Arena. Which league is Coventry City FC currently playing in? Championship. Who is Coventry City FC's all-time leading goal scorer? Clary Borton. In which year did Coventry City FC win the FA Cup? 1987. Who has most appearances for Coventry City FC? Steve Ogrizovic. Who managed Coventry City FC from 1996 to 2001? Gordon Strachan. Who is the current owner of Coventry City FC? Doug King. Which Coventry player scored arguably one of the best ever goals scored in a FA Cup final in 1987? Keith Houchin. What is the highest position Coventry have finished in the Premier League First Division? 6th. Let us know how you did in the comments. Tell us who you would like to see next.
Fantastic. How many, Lee? How many?
I'm not going to lie, I got them all, but who's Gordon Strachan? And first of all, and second of all, I was dubious on the best ever goal in the FA Cup final. I was initially saying Gary Mabbott, but I did change.
Well, yeah.
Got them all. And I don't believe that Clary Borton was the medium first question, but good luck to everyone.
Yeah, well, I got one wrong, and I got the one where the top finish. No, sorry, the top goal scorer was Clary Borton. I got that wrong. I couldn't remember, but Claudio got more right, I'm sure, didn't you?
Yeah, but that should have been the last question.
Should have been, really, because that was a harder one.
Right.
Not many of the youngsters would have got that.
Yeah, medium question for non-Coventry City fans. I can't imagine any non-Coventry City fan getting that.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was a bit of a hard one there. Surprised at that. We've got some more comments coming in. I've got one from David Granigan at me down there. Evening, guys.
Hope you're all. I'll put it up. Evening, guys. Hope you're all well. Looks like Doug and Mark are cooking. Really hoping to get even more in. We're getting really excited.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, it looks like Big Vic might be on his way to Arsenal, from what I'm hearing, and that'd be a good little bonus for us, wouldn't it, Lee?
I'm not sure he heard you there, Ken.
No, sorry, I missed you there.
I said Big Vic's going to Arsenal by the looks of it.
To Arsenal, yeah, I read that today, saying that he'd signed, and then went on BBC News and didn't see it. It almost sounded like it was confirmed, but then again, I've heard we've signed about 10 players, looked, and it hasn't been true. Arsenal, I can't believe Premier League teams didn't take a chance on him last year. I think
could have got him for 20 million, couldn't they? You know what I mean?
I think 20 million in today's market is a bit of a snip. And look, Sporting have done brilliant out of it. Arsenal 100 million. I mean, it's a lot of money, isn't it? But if we can get a good 10-15% of that, then happy days.
Well, I think we've got to applaud Doug for doing that good deal on that one, getting a good clause put in there and making us a bit of money when he does move on.
And he stood his ground last year to get what we got for him. And look, I think he's going to be one of the best players in the next 4 or 5 years. I really think he'll hit the ground running at Arsenal. Yeah,
and I think he's going to be in a team that create chances after chances. When he was Saka and Declan Rice and that in the team, they're going to create chances for him. So it'd be an absolute brilliant move for him, I think. Absolutely brilliant.
Got a comment from Graham Cockrell. Simon Moore gone. I do hope we find a very good replacement. That's interesting. He's gone to Sunderland, which is a surprise, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I presume he's gone there as a number one. Who's
no, Patterson's number one. I think it's a strange signing. I agree.
He's gone there as a number 2 then. I don't know, but it is a strange signing. I'm surprised he stayed in the Championship because he's had lack of game time he had last year. Didn't have much time.
I find it very surprising that Simon Moore has been happy with the last 2 years at Coventry as a number 3. He's far better a goalkeeper than that. I'm surprised he's gone anywhere as a number 2. I think, maybe lower leagues now, but he's more than capable as a number 1 somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, all our goalkeepers started brilliantly, didn't they? Simon Moore, he had a brilliant first few matches in the first couple of months, really. Played brilliant. First season, really. He had a great season. Then obviously we had a bit of a sticky patch, and then we bring in. There's 2 other keepers which were really good. I mean, I rate them both. To be fair, I rate them both. Both of them I rate them highly, but for some reason along the way they all lost form, didn't they? All 3 lost form.
I actually think since Lee Burge and our rise up from League 2, the big improvement has been in goalkeeper every year. And the big part of our step up. And when I said we need a goalkeeper, that's why I said we need a Premier League goalkeeper, because our next step up is hopefully the Premier League, which means we need a Premier League goalkeeper. And I'm not sure that either of the 2 we have are Premier League goalkeepers.
No. Wilson came in, did really well, won the Golden Glove even, didn't he? And then he had a bit of a dodgy patch, and obviously Collins has come in. He had a great start. The other one had a great start. And we thought, hold on, he's a good keeper. And then he's made a few dodgy mistakes. So, I don't know. It's that 3 keepers, and it's happened to all 3 of them. So
you need to spend upwards of 5 million minimum, then, don't we, on a keeper? If you can't get one for free, that's the issue. And it's a difficult decision. That is.
It's a difficult decision. Do you bring in an experienced guy, which I think we probably need to, or do you bring in a young guy, which you're still learning the trade? I think we need an experienced person in goal to get us up, personally.
Look, the policy with Coventry seems to be young players, but I think goalkeeper is definitely an exception to that rule. Experience in goal, for me, is vital. Yeah,
exactly. I quite agree. I think James just made a comment there. Our defenders, I'll put it up, look. Our defenders looked last season were on fire, so it made Wilson look good. Which is probably right in a way, but he's still got to be there to save them, and he made a few good saves. But the defence did look good, to be fair. It did, when Wilson was in goal. So it goes that way sometimes. And I say keeper's an expert position to fill, isn't it? So I think you need top quality there. I think the club have got to go out and get a top quality goalkeeper. But they're going to have to pay for it, aren't they? They're going to have to pay a bit of cash, unfortunately. But there you go. But
we've got loads of money now, anyway. So
right. Okay.
I'm going to put this up again, Ken.
Yeah.
This is Wednesday night. It will be interesting to see what happens with our fixtures, especially the first half of the season, where they're all going to be. We'll all know when we'll be on telly and what days we'll be playing up until Christmas, I think. This will be interesting to see what we'll get.
Do you prefer home game firstly or away?
Oh no, let's get a home game. Easy home game. Look, last season, starting with Leicester, I think was one of the hardest things we could do. Look, you go into who were the champions and we're always going to be the best team. We played absolutely brilliant. I think I was quite surprised how we played. But
we should have got some out of that game, really, shouldn't we?
But I've got to say, the friendlies we've got, the Everton and the Werder Bremen game, surely they're going to prepare us a little bit better now. We've stepped up the friendlies rather than playing MK Dons and Forest Green, whoever we played. So hopefully we're going to be ready to hit the ground running. Easy home game, maybe on the newly promoted sides. 3 points and away we go.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling we're going to get Derby at home, I don't know why. One of the teams that just come up. How about you, Claudia? Do you prefer home or you not first?
Yeah, I want to get off to a good start. So you've got more chance if you're playing at home. Yeah, I'm with Lee. Get like Oxford or something at home. Get yourselves up and get some points. It's amazing. If you get 4 wins out of the first 6, you're almost set for the season because you're up there straight away. we've proved the last 2 seasons starting badly is a nightmare. Yeah,
Yeah, we drew too many games last year as well, didn't we? You know, far too many. Got a few more comments coming in, I think.
Yeah, Craig Smith, Michael Oscar predicts we'll finish 3rd and win the playoffs. And from Graham, we need 15 clean sheets next season to get into top 6 minimum.
Wow. Yeah, clean sheets are massive, and that's why we were talking about goalkeepers. We need to get an experienced goalkeeper in there.
Yeah, we need to be hard to beat, and I don't think we were hard to score against last year. I don't think we were hard to beat last year, not like we were the season before, so that's dead right.
Do you think the 3 teams that came down, which obviously was the same 3 that went up last year, do you think they're going to cause any problems, like Luton, Burnley? Do you think they're going to be any good this year, or do you think we can be better than this year? I know they've got the parachute payments, whereas we haven't.
The league is not as strong as it was last season. With the 3 teams coming down, the 3 teams coming up are nowhere near the calibre that the same teams were last season. Luton and Burnley are going to be there. I don't think Sheffield United will. I don't think the 3 teams that are coming up are going to be anywhere near what Ipswich were doing. So that means that puts us up a couple of places.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how Leeds recover from their disappointment of losing the playoffs. So I don't know how many of their players will stay, how many will go, but I predict they'll be up there, thereabouts. But whether they'll be as strong as they were at times last year, I don't know. I have my doubts, to be honest. But yeah, you know, I think we can go up. Personally, if I've made a prediction, I think we can go up. This without any more signings, I think we can go up automatically if we can get the decent players that we reportedly getting in. Because I think we'll have a stronger team. How about you? Do you think we can go up automatically, Lee?
I think we've got to be looking for top 2 next season.
Yeah.
I think with the players blooded in the way they were last season, we've just talked about hitting the ground running and getting a good start to the season, which we haven't had for the last 2 seasons. That bit of confidence, and if we can add another, I think, 2 to 3 players, I don't see why we shouldn't be looking for automatics next year.
Yeah. Claudio, automatics?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think if we have Binks on the left, you got Hitchin and Thomas as your 3 in them at the back. If we have flying wing backs, we've got a chance, but they've got to get goals. You know, we need to score more and more goals, don't we? I think. I know we scored a lot of goals last season, but I suppose it's like you're saying, it was conceding them was the problem, wasn't it? In the end,
Yes.
I think we've got as good a chance as anybody in that league. I think.
I do. Yeah. And you need it. No matter what anybody says, you always need a little bit of luck along the way. You know, with injuries and stuff like that, don't you? And hopefully we can stay injury clear and not have any really serious injuries. We're obviously going to pick up a few knocks here and there, but you know, any players out for long periods of time affects your team's performances. So if we can stay clear of that, I think we can definitely get top 2. Graham Cockrell, he's come back in and said, yeah, he thinks Leeds first, Coventry second. Oh, I'm not sure about Leeds, but I certainly think we can finish top 2. So, yeah. Right, okay, then. Are we going to anything else, Claudio? Want to go for
well, yeah, before we go, Lee, do you think Scotland in or out tonight?
Oh, I mean, look, I thought Hungary were going to be one of the stronger teams in this tournament. They've flopped. Scotland haven't been great. They're going to have a draw, and Germany and Switzerland will go through Scotland out. But I'm a quarter Scottish, so I will be cheering on Scotland. Not a typical England fan here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. I always like the home nations to go through, so I like Scotland to go. I'd like Scotland to win tonight and go through. It's always a bit of interest, isn't it? Because England ain't playing particularly well either. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see them both into the knockout stages. How further we get after that is another matter.
Well, I think come Wednesday night when we have our fans forum at the Engine, I think there'll only be England left in it between England, Scotland, and Italy.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think Italy are going to lose against Croatia.
And I'm going to the game tomorrow to cheer on Albania. So sorry.
Well, I reckon if Italy sneak in, it'll be maybe as a third place team if they get a draw.
You've still got a chance with the best finishing third, haven't you? Best place.
3 points might be enough for those third places.
But it's pants, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there, and we'll wrap it up. It's been a short show. Thanks very much, Lee, for joining us live from Germany.
I've got a barbecue and a beer waiting for me now.
Oh, you can't. Oh, we're jealous here, you know. We've had some sunshine today, believe it or not, over the weekend here. It's been nice.
Hey, it's chucked it down the rain here for a week. The sun's just come out. It's going to be boiling on Tuesday in Cologne. It's 28 degrees. So another thing going against England.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true. Well, let's hope they get over the line and get a decent performance and get into them knockout stages. And hopefully you can stay out in Germany a bit longer.
I hope so. Not ready to come home yet.
No. Be in contact during the week and you can pop on the next show. Give us an update. Awesome. Cheers, Lee. Thanks very much, mate.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Blues.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Blues.
And we'll see you. Good luck, Scotland, tonight, by the way. And we'll be at the Engine on Wednesday. And remember, the England game on Tuesday night. Good night.
Right.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.